Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to go back into the Play It Jewel palette from ColourPop, and I wanted to do something that was more neutral with a bit of bronze. Honestly, this is about as neutral as I get. I really do prefer colorful, bold, dramatic eyeshadow, but I didn't really want to put the time into that today. I wanted a little bit of color, but not too much, so this is the result. I think it's very pretty, and if you'd like to see how I did it, then stick around and I'll show you. If you haven't been here before, welcome. My name is Rachel. I'm just a stay-at-home mom who loves to play with colorful eyeshadow. I enjoy making tutorials and doing palette rankings and declutters and YouTuber tags. So if you are interested in anything like that, you can find me on Instagram at Shimmers and Silver, and I'll hope that you'll consider liking and subscribing to this channel because I do try to upload about 3 videos a week. Now without further ado, let's get into this look. So I'm going to start today's look using an eye primer. I always do. This is the NYX primer in the shade White. I recently discovered Glamlight's icing primer and it's so good. It's much better than this one. So if I use any shadows that crease on me, Glamlight, Beauty Bay, some BH Cosmetics, some Uden's Eye, then I just use the Glamlight primer because it works really well to combat creasing. But I have almost no issues with creasing when I use ColourPop shadows. So because I still have about half a pot of this stuff, when I'm using ColourPop shadows, I generally just grab my NYX primer because it's not nearly as much of an issue with that formula. Today's look I want to be just really quick and simple and easy. I just kind of want to wear like a brownish, reddish, bronzy sort of thing today, but I don't want to go crazy. I have a pretty dramatic eyeshadow style. And I don't really want to go dramatic today. I just want to be a little bit more neutral, a little bit low key. And I can't believe that I'm saying that because I never say that. I never want to go neutral. I never want to go low key. So each time I try to do that, I end up going dramatic because I'll finish my eye look and be like, oh, wow, it's just begging for a darker outer corner. And then I add in a darker outer corner and then bam, drama. So I'm not sure. I have a thought about what I want today's look to end up looking like, and I guess we'll just see as we get there how I'm liking it. So my plan today is to use these shades right here and then this shimmer, and then I have some green in my shirt. My shirt's a weird combo of mainly cool tones, but then a slight orangey side, and it's that orange side that I want to pull out for once. Usually I complain if something is too orange on me. But anyway, because of this green, it's like a yellow-based green in the little leaves on my shirt. I think I might try this shimmer right here called Sparkle. So I've noticed that my lighting setup is such that every time I bring the palette up, it makes my face go all yellow because it interferes with the ring light and how it's striking my face. Especially because this is a large palette, it's really probably messing up my camera settings. So I'm just gonna name the shades for you that I plan on using, and then I'm not gonna lift up and down like this throughout the video. I'm tired of taking so long in my editing process because I have to try to shift the lighting around so it still looks natural and true to color, and it's not as accurate as I want it to be. So I plan on using the shades Bangle, Peace Out. I might use the shade Finest over here. Can you see? Bangle, Peace Out, Finest over here. I definitely plan on using Optical here and possibly Sparkle. So that's my plan. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna take a medium blending brush and dip into the shade Peace Out, which is that medium brown, second up from the bottom left corner. And I'm gonna start that in my crease. Create the cat eye shape that I like. And I'm mainly concentrating the color here, but I will blend it up towards the brow bone and in towards the inner corner a little bit. All by myself anymore. I think I've decided that I do plan on customizing the Play It Jewel palette. For my tastes, it is a beautiful palette, but it has too many neutrals, and I just know I'm not going to use most of those neutrals. So I think I'm going to take one of my smaller ColourPop palettes, the So Very Lovely palette, which I do like, but I kind of forget about, and I'm going to switch around some of those shades. So I'll take out the kind of duplicate neutrals in Play It Jewel and add in the So Very Lovely colors that are, well, lovely. And that will make my palette more well-rounded. That was the other reason I wanted to use this palette today, because I do want to get a couple of tutorials up on YouTube using the original Play It Jewel palette before I change it. I have this song in my head, All By Myself, Celine Dion. And I just saw a video, some lady singing it on TikTok, I guess, or not TikTok, but Instagram Reels or whatever, I don't know. All these versions of the same thing, but I just saw a lady singing it and I got it in my head. But now that I'm singing it, I can't hear that song and not think of when Celine Dion performed it right after her husband had passed away. It's just so poignant and moving, and she knocked it out of the park in that performance, but there was so much emotion and feeling behind that performance. She did a great job, and that is the version that I think of when I hear it or sing it or have it playing in my brain. Okay, now the brush I'm taking is about the same size, but it's denser, and I'm dipping into the far left corner shade, which is called Bangle. It's this more orangey terracotta shade. And I'm going to place it in my outer corner. That certainly warmed it up a bit. I thought about making a video of how I customize my Play It Jewel palette. You know, deciding which shades I'm going to pull and which shades I'm going to use to replace them, and I thought about making a video of that, so I might do that. This side is definitely looking darker. And honestly, I'm not sure how that's gonna go. I think I'm gonna keep all of the original. I'm not gonna like pull out a shade that I don't like and throw it away. I think I'm gonna keep all of the originals labeled, and then I'm just gonna use it for a while and see how I like having a non-stock palette, because it bothers me a little bit that my palette isn't what it's designed to be, you know, a little bit. I'm not a project panner. I'm not the type of person to pull out various pans from different palettes and create a new palette for the month. Right now that doesn't interest me. And I think honestly, an element of it sounds stressful to me to have all these things pulled from various places, but you've got the various palettes still, the originals, and you need to be able to put them back and everything has to be labeled. I don't know, that stresses me out a little bit. I like the idea of having just one-stop shop. But I don't like the idea of having a 30-pan palette that I use 20 pans of them. So if I can pull out half a dozen or a dozen shades and make it more me, even though the names won't match up and it won't be fully accurate, then I think I'm gonna try it. And I'm gonna keep all of the originals, everything will be labeled, so if I don't like it, then I'll switch it back. But for a while that will be an option for me, and we'll see if those beautiful So Very Lovely shades get used more if they're in a palette, which I access more frequently. Okay, now I'm going to take my finger and dip into the shade Optical, which is this one right here. It's the first shade in the second row on the top left. ColourPop shimmers work very nicely if you use your finger, and because this look is not, I'm hoping that it's going to be a little more toned down than usual. I'm happy having it be a relaxed application where I'm not trying to cut a crease, I'm not trying to make really specific, careful lines. It's just a bit of shadow, a bit of shimmer, done. So I'm placing this on the rest of my lid, all the way to the inner corner, dragging it up to the crease and out to those darker shadows in the outer corner. Back to my original brush, I'm dipping back into the shade Peace Out, which is that more brown tone shade. And I'm also gonna dip into the shade Finest all the way on the far right lower corner. It's like one little tap in each shade. And I'm gonna use those in this very outer corner and to help blend the shimmer into the matte a little. Honestly, this is about as neutral as I get. I'm taking a small blending brush and I'm going to dip into the shade. I'm going to dip back into Peace Out, the same brown shade that we used in the beginning, and I'm going to drag that on my lower lash line. About 2/3 of the way. Okay, now I want to use that more green shimmer. It's a very yellowy green. I think it's called Chartreuse. I think that's the name of it. The actual name of it in the pan is Sparkle. So I've got a small flat brush. I'm dipping into Sparkle. And then I'm gonna spray my brush. Because I'm not applying it with my fingers and because I'm applying it in a small area, I wanna make sure that the product stays on the brush and doesn't fall out onto my face. So I'm gonna put this on my inner corner as a highlight and then drag it down to meet that middle color that we laid down on the lower lash line. And then when I meet that brown, I'm just going back and forth a bit to work them together. All right, so that is pretty much the finished look. This is honestly about as neutral as I like to go. I'm going to go off camera, add some black eyeliner. I'll do a wing, some, should I do a wing? I do want to do a wing. I'll put on some mascara and then I'll be back to show you the finished result. All right guys, here's the finished look. I didn't even bother putting on a concealer under my eyes. I really just wanted to keep it more, you know, more low key. I did put on some mascara and a little bit of blush and some setting spray. And as far as my wing goes, I felt that maybe, part of me felt like I should not do a wing at all because the whole idea was more neutral, low key look. And then part of me thought, but no, I like the wing. So I ended up doing I met myself in the middle there and I did just a small wing. And that was it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Really, this is about as neutral as I get. I think it's a very pretty eyeshadow look, and as I prefer colors, and I figure, well, if I'm gonna take half an hour out of my day to put on makeup, I want it to be visible and obvious. And I kind of want it to be worth my efforts, and that's the season that I'm in right now. So I enjoyed this video. I enjoyed this eyeshadow look. I enjoyed playing more with the Play It Jewel palette. My niece sent me this for Christmas, so I plan on making her a little collage of the looks that I've done with it so that she can, you know, feel like, oh, she used my gift. I don't know if she'll care, but anyway. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget that you can like and subscribe if you want to. And until I see you again, have a great day. Bye. Nice. That's pretty cool.
You know what my hands are doing?
Yeah, clap together.
No, like, clap the first
Oh,
one,
yeah.
clap the second one.
Oh, yep, I see.